Hey, welcome to World Mind Hub. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Something is happening at America's front door. The welcome mat, once a symbol of opportunity, is looking worn. Fewer people are knocking, and this isn't just a dip in travel stats, it's a silent crisis. The US, long the ultimate destination, is now being bypassed as the world looks elsewhere. The reasons go beyond economics. It's about perception, fear, and a sense that America isn't as welcoming as it once was. The dream of visiting America, woven into global culture for generations, is being challenged by a new reality. Stories of frustrating, even frightening border experiences are spreading fast. Travelers talk about long interrogations, unexplained denials, and an atmosphere of suspicion. This isn't the welcome they expected, and it leaves a lasting negative impression. The problem isn't a lack of attractions, it's the journey and the treatment at the border. Potential visitors now weigh the promise of an American vacation against the risk of a humiliating ordeal. For many, the risk outweighs the reward, and they're choosing destinations where they feel more valued. The decline in tourism is a warning sign, a shift in how the world sees America. Understanding this crisis means listening to those who stay away and confronting the image America projects. The future of America's relationship with the world may depend on it. The tourism crisis is clear in the numbers. Official data shows the US lagging behind global competitors in post-pandemic recovery. While other countries see tourism rebound, America's recovery is sluggish. The US is losing market share, translating into billions lost and hundreds of thousands of jobs at risk. Growth in international visitors had already slowed before 2020, even as global travel boomed. Now, numbers still struggle to reach pre-pandemic levels, while Europe and Asia attract travelers with streamlined visas and welcoming campaigns. Each lost percentage point is a massive financial blow and a hit to America's reputation. International tourists spend more and stay longer than domestic travelers, supporting hotels, restaurants, and local businesses. The slow recovery has cost tens of billions in lost spending and jobs. The decline is a direct result of policies and perceptions, slow visa processing and stories of unpredictable entry. The world has options and travelers are choosing easier, more welcoming destinations. The drop in tourism is sharpest among America's most reliable visitor markets. Canadians, once frequent visitors, now report increased scrutiny and choose domestic trips or friendlier destinations. Western Europeans, key contributors to cities like New York and Los Angeles, are deterred by stories of hostile airport environments and detentions over minor misunderstandings. In Asia and Australia, high-spending tourists are put off by daunting visa processes and unwelcoming border experiences. Business travelers and students are also affected, opting for Canada or the UK to avoid US uncertainty. Even Mexican visitors, despite proximity, feel travel to the US has become more complicated and less pleasant. Political rhetoric and negative stories reinforce the perception of a less hospitable America. Many now explore South America or Europe, taking their tourism dollars elsewhere. These individual choices, multiplied by millions, create a massive hole in US tourism. The message is clear: America's reputation as a welcoming destination is eroding. Behind every statistic is a person whose dream of visiting America was shattered at the border. Ordinary tourists, grandparents, professionals, none are immune to dehumanizing treatment. Many are taken to secondary screening, waiting for hours, phones confiscated, luggage searched. The psychological impact is profound. Travelers feel powerless, humiliated, and frightened. Imagine saving for years for a family trip, only to be detained and questioned for hours. These encounters leave deep emotional scars and transform America's image from a land of freedom to one of arbitrary authority. The system is complex and opaque. Travelers are rarely given clear reasons for denial. Stories of unjust detention spread quickly, each one a cautionary tale. These are not isolated incidents, but a pattern documented by international media and shared online. The perception grows. Traveling to the US is a gamble with uncomfortably high stakes. Concerns about US travel are now formalized in official government advisories. Several countries warn citizens about potential difficulties at the US border and other societal issues. When close allies issue such warnings, it signals a serious breakdown in trust. Canada and European governments advise travelers to sanitize their social media and prepare for device searches. This paints the US as intrusive and suspicious, a far cry from its image as a bastion of freedom. Some advisories now include warnings about gun violence and public safety, a recent and troubling development. These official warnings carry immense weight, lending credibility to negative stories. When respected foreign ministries warn of lengthy interrogations or safety risks, people listen. This official validation of traveler fears makes it harder for U.S. tourism boards to dismiss the problem. In the digital age, a single bad experience can go global in seconds. Social media platforms amplify stories of difficult U.S. border encounters, often going viral and reaching millions. These personal accounts are seen as authentic and powerful, far outweighing official tourism ads. Memes and videos depicting aggressive border agents or ruined vacations dominate online conversations. Hashtags like #USBorderFail shape perceptions for a generation that relies on social media for travel advice. International news outlets pick up viral stories, adding legitimacy and creating a feedback loop. The result, a consistent portrayal of the U.S. as a risky, unwelcoming destination. This stream of negative coverage erodes America's soft power and cultural allure. For younger travelers, viral TikToks matter more than glossy brochures. The U.S. tourism industry is losing control of its own story. The emerging narrative is one of hassle, suspicion, and disappointment. America's tourism decline ripples across industries, signaling a broader loss of confidence. International airlines are cutting routes to U.S. cities, reallocating planes to more reliable markets. The business and academic sectors are hit hard. Conferences and trade shows struggle to attract international attendees due to visa delays and entry fears. Some organizations now host flagship events in countries like Canada or Singapore, where entry is easier. The decline in international students is another blow. Fewer bright minds, less tuition, and a long-term loss of talent. These students often become future entrepreneurs and cultural ambassadors. Their absence will be felt for decades. The money not spent in the U.S. is spent elsewhere, boosting competitor economies. The global tourism pie is growing, but America's slice is shrinking. This redirection strengthens other nations' tourism infrastructure, making them even more attractive. The U.S. risks losing its place in the travel itineraries of an entire generation. The world's perception of America is fundamentally changing. Once admired as a land of innovation and freedom, the U.S. is now seen as more insular and unpredictable. Allies like Europe and Canada feel disappointment and alienation, watching America's internal struggles with concern. The cultural allure is now weighed against safety concerns and social friction. Respect, safety, and consistency are the new currencies in global travel, and the U.S. is falling short. Travelers want to feel respected, safe, and assured of a predictable border experience. Countries that deliver on these basics are gaining ground. The promise of dignity is now paramount, and many feel the U.S. is struggling to keep it. This shift affects more than tourism. It impacts diplomacy, business, and America's global influence. A country seen as unwelcoming will struggle to attract investment and talent. The tourism crisis is a symptom of eroding American soft power. Restoring visitors is about more than economics. It's about restoring faith in the American idea. To reverse this trend, America must rebuild trust with a fundamental shift in policy and attitude. The border experience must be transformed. Clearer, more transparent, and consistently applied entry policies are essential. Customs officers need training in cultural sensitivity and communication, ensuring security without sacrificing dignity. Empathy should be at the core. Treat visitors as guests, not threats. Provide clear instructions, assistance, and a less intimidating arrivals environment. Secondary screenings should be explained and resolved quickly. Denials of entry must be rare and transparent. Beyond the border, the U.S. must engage in proactive diplomacy and streamline visa processes. Reducing visa backlogs would send a powerful message that America is open for business. Tourism boards should focus on stories of connection, diversity, and genuine hospitality. Counter the negative narrative with authentic stories of a welcoming America. Remaining a dream destination requires meaningful change and national recognition of the value of global perception. The path back is paved with empathy, respect, and a renewed commitment to openness. Restoring the welcome mat is not just economic, it's vital to restoring America's soul.